Well, hello everybody. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Thanks for coming back for another 5 good minutes with William Jackson on the P80 conversion F80 from a T33 into an F80. First of all, I want to thank all the guys who sent me Christmas presents. Definitely want to say thank you. It was unexpected. Really enjoyed it, me and my wife. David A.G., Beverly A.G., Wayne Mason, Legend Hobby, and Michael Manaka. You guys are all great. Thanks for the gifts. Now let's get back to what you guys have really been tuning in for. Is what's the update on the F80 here? So since you guys saw me last before Thanksgiving, we got some. These are some wing tanks that we got from BVM Jets. We also got a canopy and frame from BVM Jets. Their P80, F80 is about the exact same size as this, so it was pretty easy to just get those parts from them instead of trying to make it up. The other thing is we've got some 3D parts coming in that are going to be the vents. I tried to make them out of wood, but they didn't look that good. You know, couldn't get them all straight. So just had a friend of mine do the 3D parts for me, and it looks great. This canopy, when you get it, is all one piece, and I was gonna think about going with just a permanent mounted canopy, but you know me, I can't leave anything alone and just make it simple. Let's make it hard. Let's make it so that I have to use my brain and be frustrated and stay up all night trying to figure out what to do and how to do it, because this plane was not designed to have a sliding canopy from HSD, and all that. So it wasn't even designed to have a single seat canopy. This was a T33 that had 2 seats, a different kind of turtle deck. All this was modified. Now that I modified the turtle deck, I got the canopy in. Now I got to modify the deck again to accept the canopy. So to get this canopy to slide that much, okay, and to come up here and mate with this front, the front windshield, we had to make some modifications. Of course, this deck is not designed for this, so I had to modify this to sit down in here to get this angle that's going to mate up with this canopy as it slides forward. It's got to butt up against this perfect, because this is a flat surface that I put in here. Going to try and wiggle some magnets in here so that it'll close like you saw. If you saw any of my videos on my F86, that baby's got 4 magnets holding it, and it's like rock solid. So that's what's happening here. You know about the auxiliary blow-in doors. That was a long time ago. We also got from Legend Hobby some exploding 500-pound bombs, and the way they explode is they're held together by magnets. So when they hit the ground, they open up, and they have a chamber in here where you can put whatever you want in there, candy, flour, whatever. The fins also detach 4 magnets, so that keeps it. They're pretty molded, pretty thick too, so they're going to last. Also from Legend Hobby, we've got their bomb drop system, the heavy duty bomb drop system, which is going to go right here in the wing. I'll have to build a pylon for this, so it'll be on the bottom of the plane. This was the same bomb drop system that I was using in my F86 that won Top Gun. So these tanks will be on there, and they'll be releasable. Of course, we're going to have bomb drops. What did you think? This is a William Jackson project. We also had the door for the front cut out, filled and shaped, because I needed to be able to get in here for battery access in the future. And there's just 2 rods that go through here that hold this whole thing on. No big latches or anything, just pull the rod, take the canopy off, pull the rods out, and the door opens up. No biggie there. We haven't started on the wings yet. They're just got a little bit of primer on so I can see what things are going to look like. But most of this primer and all this stuff gets sanded almost all off again, and then another primer gets shot on it, and then that'll get sanded too because we want it really smooth. And then we'll get to the color part and the decals. So that's kind of where we're at now. I took some time off for the holiday to be with my family, to enjoy the good weather we're having up here in Ohio. It's in the 50s, and tomorrow's going to be in the 60s. And just to chill out for a little bit away from this project, because a lot of things on this project require me to really think things out. You know, like now I walked into another project, is this canopy system. How to get this sliding, mounted, and then have a cockpit that sits down here with a seat, a pilot. They're out of stock of the pilot that I wanted, but I told them when it comes in, I'd like to get one. And they got me on the back order list. So, you know, the next thing will be we're going to need a dashboard, you know, so we got to do all that 3D printing for that. There's a lot of work that goes into a project like this. That's why I tell you guys, don't even attempt it. Just take your plane, spray it with some Rust-Oleum, put some Cali or Red 5 design decals on it, and go out and fly it and have a great time. Till I show up. Because this thing will be over the top when I get done with it. It's going to take a lot of work, a lot of sleepless nights, but that's what we do around here, and that's what you got to do if you want to try and be in the race. We did also, on the back end, maybe I'll get the camera out and show you, we reshaped the back end of the fuselage from here back. We filled in the seams on the rudder. These seams here for the elevators will be filled in, sanded. You won't be able to see these screw holes or anything. It'll be all one piece like the real plane. I had to cut this tail cone. It was way too large. Cut it down. Also on a F80 they had an inner exhaust tube. I had to make that up, cut it down, insert it. I actually had to split the fuselage and close it up so that we can get a little bit narrower back here, because this was way out of shape. It's way too big, and you do have to work out the numbers to figure that out on how big to make your exhaust nozzle. There are formulas out there for that, so look into that if you're ever thinking about doing that. The next thing that we got to do is I've got the 3D parts for the guns, and this is the first time I'm ever using 3D parts. I usually make these out of carbon tubes, cut them myself, but I'm going to try this to see if this is any easier and less work. But there's going to be 3 guns on this side that I'm going to have to put. I've got 2 of them here, but there's going to be guns here, and then there's going to be one way up here in the front of the nose. So today is after Christmas. This is the Friday after Christmas, and I think I'm going to sit down and I'm going to try and mount this and see if it doesn't cost me a lot of work. But I want to see these on it before I move forward. Then we'll get back to the next thing I need to make. Now that I sat up last night and got this windshield figured out, I've got to make a track. I've got to make a frame for the inside of this canopy, and then they'll make a sliding track in here. It's probably going to be like I did on my F86 3 tracks to slide this back and forth. If we can get that to work, you know, you guys will think I'm a genius, but I don't know. I don't know how this is going to work out, but we're going to give it our best shot. My backup plan, what if this doesn't work? Well, I'm going to glue these canopy together and glue the whole thing down as one piece. maybe we'll go out like that. But I probably don't want to go out like that because I'm going to work hard to make this a sliding canopy because it just would be cool. And that's what I like, is the cool factor. Okay, everybody. Well, New Year's come right around the corner. Wish everybody, I know we're finishing up here this year, and hope you finish strong and happy and healthy and prosperous. And we'll go into 2025 with a positive attitude, and we'll see what we can do and how many shows we can go to and have some good flights. And hopefully we'll be able to show off one of these birds. Or, you know, we're also working on the F86 that we got, and it's in primer. It just needs riveting done on it and paint. My goal is, since the two of these planes are going to be basically silver, is to paint them at the same time. So I'm trying to get this up to par where it's ready for paint and sanding. And then we'll paint the F86 and the T30, this F80 at the same time to save on when we put the paint booth together and everything. We won't have to do that twice. We'll do it once. Get everybody painted, get all that done, and then we can move into the detail work. You know, that's what you guys really like, is the detail work. So all these riveting and all the numbers and lettering and, you know, little things like we got to put on the tanks, you know, just all the cool stuff. Getting the pilot all fitted. So that's what we're going to do. But up to now, I've got 2 more Christmas parties to go to. Our family, 2 more family Christmas parties. We celebrate them after Christmas because that's the best time that we can get all together, our families. And so a little bit more partying this weekend, less work this weekend. So not till next week, and maybe not till even after the first of the year, we're going to be really slam dunking this. So, but we're moving forward. Keep you guys informed, and thanks for spending 5 good minutes with William Jackson in my garage, and we'll see you later.